Carmela.
Yeah.
I think we may have found a match.
Oh, my God.
Not just you and me, but a wine match.
Okay, give it to me.
Well, we love Sauvignon Blanc, don't we?
Oh, yes.
But what about a blend?
Sure.
Okay, well, White Bordeaux is a blend of Sauvignon Blanc and a few other grapes, but we're telling you, this wine, it kind of needs to be on your wine list.
I think so. It's on ours now.
It's on ours now, so we're going to tell you why in just a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Hello, fellow Uncorkables, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast. I'm Joe, your sommelier of reasonably priced wine, and this is my wife and my wine pairing partner in crime, Carmela.
Hi there.
And we are the Wine Pair.
Woohoo!
If you're new to our podcast, here's what you can expect. If you love wine and you want to find great wines at affordable prices and you want to expand your wine horizons and you want to have some laughs and fun while doing it, then you're in the right place. Each week we explore a different wine varietal, style, brand, or region of the winemaking world, and then we taste 2 to 3 of those wines that we buy with our own money and are under $25 each, so we can give you our honest opinion on if they are worth your hard-earned money. So if that feels like your vibe, then welcome to our tribe.
Woo!
And we are proud to say that Decanter Magazine calls us fun, irreverent,
Chatty.
and entertaining. You liked Uncorkables, didn't you?
I like them all. I love them all, but that is cute.
We'll talk about that one in a minute. But today, Carmela, I think we have a wine that you and I are going to agree on.
Oh, good. I mean, I think we almost always agree on wine.
Yes, but this one you're really going to agree with because today we're going to be tasting and rating and reviewing a white wine that is based on a blend that includes one of our faves, Sauvignon Blanc.
Ooh, exciting.
That's right. So before we get too deep into it, I did just want to say that I know some people are, for whatever reason, not partial to white wine and prefer red wine or think that the only wine you should worry about that comes from Bordeaux is red wine. But wait. Our opinion on that is that you may just not have met the right white wine yet.
Oh, that's so true. And right around Valentine's Day.
Yeah, although by the time they listen to it, it'll be after.
Oh, true.
But that's
you
okay.
got to be open to
love all the time.
And meeting, if it's about meeting a new white wine or meeting a white wine in general, this is the time.
Yeah, and if the only date you've ever had with a white wine is crappy American Chardonnays, then you know what? There's a lot out there.
Right.
There's a lot of fish
yourself,
in the sea. Yeah, it's exactly. That's right.
Yeah, I like that though. A lot of fish in the sea.
That's right.
True. Try another.
And try it. Okay, and then on another further editorial note for our faithful listeners, and you know who you are, we are making a few adjustments to the order of events in the podcast, but not to the overall content of the show. So for instance, we will get to Amanda, who gave us the great name for our tribe this week, and our Wine in the News this week segment. We'll do that as well, but we're going to do it once we get through the tasting and reviewing section of the podcast.
Oh boy, you're trying to trip me up now.
A little bit. I got to keep things interesting for you.
Boy, keep me on my toes. I think that means that I've been like slipping. Like
No.
You're like,
pay attention.
Exactly. You're like, I'm going to put her back on her toes again.
No, it's real. It's not about you. I wanted to assure our loyal listeners that those segments are not going away, but we're making this adjustment to make sure we're getting to the specific wine we're covering right off the bat. And give us some feedback if you like the change or not, right?
Right. If you're not down with it, let us know.
Let us know. All right. So back to the wine we're going to be learning about and trying in this episode. Today, we are trying a wine that I don't think we've had before, at least not specifically in the form that we're having it in today, which is White Bordeaux, also known, if you're French, as Bordeaux Blanc.
Ooh.
And I'll say that because one of the key grapes in White Bordeaux, or Bordeaux Blanc, as we mentioned, is Sauvignon Blanc. So we've had lots of Sauvignon Blanc, but I don't know that we've had a White Bordeaux. And then another note is that another thing that you need to know right off the bat is that, like most French wines, with maybe the exception of Burgundy wines, which tend to be one varietal or grape, the French love to blend wines. They dig it. It's kind of it's like their thing.
That's okay. I like that. Mix it up.
Mix it up. And exactly why they love it is sort of a mix between what I would call some smart agricultural practices, natural scientific knowledge, and some traditional artistic approaches, a blend of those things, just like a blend of wine, because winemakers are often a very interesting mix of farmers and scientists and artists.
Trying things out, then, you think?
Yeah, and they've got a lot of stuff going on in their brains.
Wow, experimenting on us, huh?
That's right. And actually, I interviewed a winemaker today called Fausto Cellario from Piedmont, Italy, and we're going to do an episode with him in a few weeks or maybe a couple months. But anyway, he is exactly that mix of farmer, scientist, and artist.
Wow.
It's kind of cool.
Amazing.
But on that, by smart agricultural practices, what I mean by that is from year to year, there can be a lot of variation on how crops do, right? Because some years are rainier, colder, hotter. There can be smoke. There can be
a lot of variables there.
A lot of variables. And that means from season to season, the crop can vary a lot. So when you blend grapes, you can create more consistency and quality.
Interesting. I wouldn't think you could, though.
Yeah, you'd think it would be kind of harder, but it's actually maybe easier if you're already starting with a blend because, hey, this year Sauvignon Blanc didn't do as well. We're going to do more Sémillon or whatever it is. And so they can get a little bit more consistency out of the taste.
At least out of the quality.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Because they don't have to worry about if one crop does badly, they can make adjustments.
But does it affect the taste, I would think, if you're using different grapes?
Yes, it will. It will. They do try and see how consistent they can make it from year to year, even with the blend.
Okay.
And we'll talk about this more in a few minutes, but in White Bordeaux, the grapes they mostly use are Sauvignon Blanc, Sémillon, and Muscadelle. And on another side note, and I said this like 3 times, but Sauvignon Blanc is one of our favorite white wine grapes. However, Cabernet Sauvignon from Bordeaux is one of our least favorite red wine grapes.
So true.
So it's kind of funny. And the opposite is actually true of Burgundy. We love Pinot Noir, and we are not so crazy about Chardonnay unless it's a Chablis.
True.
But that's a total digression.
But it's good to know about us.
It
if you
is.
didn't know that, now you know.
I mean, and then that will help you say, oh, I agree with these guys, or I don't agree with these guys.
These guys are not speaking my language.
Yeah, and then you know if you should choose a wine based on if we like it or not. And you might choose it because we don't like it.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But you know what, Carmela, we need to learn more about this white wine that not enough people are talking about, but really should know, called White Bordeaux, or again, Bordeaux Blanc. And we have 2 real authentic Bordeaux Blanc wines to taste and review to see if they should be an addition to your wine fridge or your wine cellar or your wine closet, or maybe you put them under your bed. I don't know.
Whatever.
Wherever you keep your wine, or if this is a wine that you should skip altogether. But first,
you got to do our shameless plug.
That's right. So thank you for listening to us and for supporting our show. And remember that we buy all the wine we taste and review every week so that we can give you real and honest reviews. And if you like what you're hearing, please subscribe to our podcast and leave us a really nice 5-star rating and review so we can grow our listeners. We also love to hear from you, and we always respond. So follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at The Wine Pair Podcast. Contact us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. Sign up for our email newsletter there. You can always send us a note at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com. And we love your ideas. We love chatting it up. Send us names for the tribe. We'll put you on the pod if you want. And for our faithful listeners, I also want to mention that the shout outs that we always do, they'll be at the end of the episode as well. And Carmela, as we do every week, we'll tell you someone we think you should recommend the Wine Pair Podcast to, because you know what? That's the best way for us to grow listeners, when you tell your family and friends about us. And this week, we want you to recommend us to anyone who loves Sauvignon Blanc, because they may just find that they love the additional complexity and blending in a White Bordeaux.
I love it.
Or maybe somebody who hasn't met the white wine they love yet.
True.
You know, and get off the wine apps. You know, you don't swipe.
Wow, wait.
You know.
Is that a thing?
No. Maybe we should start that.
I kind of like that.
We should start a wine pairing app.
Oh my God, our own Tinder for wine.
We'll call it Winder.
Is that what it's called?
Winder.
Winder.
We'll call it Winder.
You guys, we've never been on any of these things. I hate to break it to you. We don't know what that means.
You don't know.
Hey, have you?
No, God.
I know.
No,
this is actually cracking me up. I think this might be on to something
Winder's
here.
Come. And if anybody steals it, we're going to sue your Okay. All right, Carmela.
Just let us know. We might, buddy up with you.
Or if you want to partner, and we'll partner with you.
Or if you want to add a wine, we'll put it on there too.
On Winder.
Right.
All right. So anyway.
See, then that's how you can also meet people too. You can put your own wine on there.
It's a wine and dating
Wine
app.
and grind.
It's a wine pairing app.
This is getting so good.
It's so good. My God.
Oh, thank you guys for humoring us on this one.
Thank you for listening. Oh, boy.
Wow.
Okay, Carmela, let's find out just what the White Bordeaux, aka Bordeaux Blanc, is all about, shall we?
We shall.
Okay, now many people might be initially surprised to even know there's such a thing as White Bordeaux, because when most people think about Bordeaux, they usually think of red wine blends that are made there. But the truth of the matter is that white grapes actually dominated Bordeaux for most of its history, really until the 20th century. So you can put that in your brain box and pull it out when you want to impress somebody.
Whoa, if somebody's like trying to be all like big, bold, red guy.
Yeah,
And you're
you
like,
say,
guess what? You weren't as popular for as long. Put somebody in their place.
Exactly.
Why don't you?
Exactly. Now, they've been making wine in Bordeaux for about 2,000 years, dating back to the Romans, who planted the first vineyards in the Sémillon and Graves regions. Now, remember that name, Carmela, Graves. It looks like
Graves.
graves, but remember
You
it.
say Graves.
I think you say, I don't know. I'm not French, but I think that's right. But remember that one.
Okay.
Now, white wine production has been continuous in the region for at least 1,000 years. And in fact, as recently as the mid-1950s, you might find this surprising, white wine accounted for 60% of all Bordeaux wines.
Wow.
That's like most people don't think that.
No, until the 50s?
Yeah,
1950s?
and
Okay.
here's what caused the change. There was a cataclysmic weather event. And so in 1956, a severe frost devastated vineyards on both the left and right banks of Bordeaux, and it destroyed entire crops of grapes. So when the farmers went to replant, they chose to replace white varietals with red grapes.
Womp womp.
So they replaced our white wines with Cabernet Sauvignon.
Why? I
Yeah.
wonder, do they think they would be hardier?
Well, there is a couple of reasons. It's a great point. A couple of reasons is some viewed them as more suitable for the terroir,
The land.
but others said it was just more profitable.
The red wine grapes?
Yes, because consumers were starting to change their preferences and starting to favor more red wines over white wines, and
There's a new grape in town.
new grape in town. They went on their Winder app and they found a different
right.
pairing. Anyway, the French government also incentivized farmers to plant red varieties. And so as a result, wine production plummeted. And today, only about 10% of the region's total output is white wine.
Oh, wow.
So it went from 60% to just 10% today. That's kind of sad.
Gosh, it is.
The way you said that, it's so sad.
I mean, really, a
sad.
dying species there.
Wow. Get back
I mean,
on
almost
Winder.
extinct.
Okay.
Endangered,
I'm telling
anyway.
you, we're gonna have this app ready
I'm
soon.
telling
It's gonna be a
you.
big deal. Okay.
Woo!
We've already mentioned that White Bordeaux is a blend of different grapes, but that blend of grapes has changed a bit over the last 200 years. The earliest records of Bordeaux's white varietals comes from 1785.
Oh, my Lord.
Some guy named Jean-Baptiste de Secondon. And he listed
Nice.
he listed the grape varieties that he thought, whoever Jean, I guess we all cared what Jean thought, he thought were capable of
Maybe
quali-
he's they. You know,
He
where he
is
says they said.
Yeah.
He might be they.
He was like, oh, that's me, I'm Jean. Okay, anyway, so he thought the grapes that were capable of creating quality wine were Muscadelle, which was likely Muscadelle, Sémillon, and Blanc Bordeaux, which is also known as Blanc Verde, also known as Enragat. I don't know.
wow.
So here's the real question. What the is that grape? Because I ain't ever heard of that before.
No. Are we going to dive into that?
Well, not really. There's a good reason why we've never heard of it before, because while it was once very common in Bordeaux and was known for high acidity and high yields, it's nearly extinct today and almost never shows up anymore because it sucked.
Oof.
It was just not a very
That's
good
okay.
grape. It's a naughty grape.
Oh, wow.
Okay, other grapes that were used in the past include something called Prunelat, and there was also Blanquet Sucré and Malvoisie. And they've basically disappeared as well because there were issues with ripening, with pollination, and quality. And then, like a lot of stories we hear about European wines, after the phylloxera plague, these little bugs that screwed up all the grapes in the late 19th century, when farmers replanted, they focused on what have become the classic white Bordeaux varietals today. Again, Sauvignon Blanc, Sémillon, and Muscadelle. Now, coming into more modern times, it turns out, Carmela, that before the 1980s, white Bordeaux was known for being heavy and oxidized.
Oh.
Right? So when we say
We
oxidized...
may not have liked it.
No, we mean that a wine that was exposed to oxygen,
Ew.
maybe a little musty, a little overripe, a little like just not
Bad.
great. The wines were described as brown in color,
Oh, wow.
viscous, tasting and smelling like bruised apple or dried apricot.
My God, wine gone wrong.
Yeah, toasted nuts, lanolin, even sometimes like sherry.
Ooh.
Like,
We like sherry.
We do like sherry, but
You don't want that when you're not expecting it.
When you're expecting a Sauvignon Blanc, you kind of expect crisp and fruity and fresh.
Yes.
Not toasty brown nuts.
Ooh, God.
Anyway,
Wow.
now the reason that they ended up in this way is because the wines were often fermented in old barrels without temperature control. And so not a lot of refrigeration options were available. And so this was not uncommon. And oak barrels, if you didn't know, naturally allow in oxygen because they're porous. And when they're in a space where the temperature goes up, it's not temperature controlled, the wood becomes even more porous. So heat and lack of refrigeration, that also speeds up chemical reactions. It creates warmer fermentation, and that impacts flavors. It strips away fresh fruit flavors. It strips away acidity, and the grapes were harvested late, which made them more, sugary. Anyway, it was just like not the best wine-making situation.
Right.
They needed new techniques. So that's exactly what happened. In the 1980s and 1990s, there was a significant change in the quality of White Bordeaux, and it's sometimes called the Bordeaux Revolution.
Wow, so fancy.
That's right, and it was named after the late professor Denis Bordeaux. Denis Bordeaux is a great name. His team at the University of Bordeaux introduced a scientific approach that's now the standard for modern White Bordeaux.
Wow.
So they make sure they preserve the aromatics, and when they grow Sauvignon Blanc in the vineyard, they use techniques that protect the juice from oxygen to keep them fresh. And they also popularize the use of skin contact and precise pressing to extract flavor from the grape skins before fermentation.
Nice.
So they changed it up. They made the techniques, they modernized a little bit. And so today, most winemakers in Bordeaux follow these guidelines. And out of these guidelines, they produce kind of two basic styles. But you can generally tell which one by either the price point and or the appellation. And the appellation is our fancy way of saying the place. Where's the region or place it's from? Now, the first style, which we would probably prefer, Carmela, is the fresh and fruity style. It's almost always fermented and aged in stainless steel or concrete. They don't use malolactic fermentation, and these wines are meant to be drunk young. They tend to be cheaper in the $10 to $25 price range, something that we would cover in our podcast. Mm-hmm. And they also generally come from the following AOCs: Entrée du Mer, Côte de Bordeaux AOC, and also the broad Bordeaux Blanc AOC. And these wines also tend to be Sauvignon Blanc heavy in the blend. So remember that, or you can read that in our show notes, whatever. We don't care. Did you know we have show notes? Mm-hmm. We do. Okay. Now, the second style of White Bordeaux is what we call the textured and age-worthy style. And in this style, the wine is usually fermented in oak with a mix of old and new oak. They're also aged on the lees, which are the dead yeast cells left over from fermentation, and they're stirred, batonnage. And both of these things, barrels and lees, add complexity to the wine. They introduce interesting flavors like vanilla or yeast. They add creaminess. And these wines tend to be more Sémillon heavy. And Sémillon is lower in acidity. It has less of a citrus taste and more of an apple or pear taste. And then these tend to be more expensive.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so they're $30 to $1,000. And remember when I told you to remember Grave?
I remember.
Well,
spelled like graves.
That's
spelled
right.
like Graves.
The AOCs that these wines come from usually come from Graves or Pissot Léognan. Those AOCs. So that's some ways you can tell what type, not 100%, but what type of White Bordeaux you might be getting.
Okay.
Do you want it more fresh and fruity? Do you want it a little bit more complex? But you know what, Carmela? I think that's enough information, so I think it's time to learn about the wines that we're going to taste today. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. So, as usual, the wines we have chosen for this episode are under $25 each, and they should be relatively easy to find because I bought them both at wine.com.
Nice.
I know. I mean, come on.
Woo!
White Bordeaux should not be hard to find if you go to any decent wine shop, especially one with a good white wine or French wine section. And as always, go to your local wine shop, meet the owner, exchange business cards or a handshake or a kiss.
Winder.
or go to Winder
Right.
and have them and just say, I really want this
Maybe that's what
wine.
happened. You can click on it and then it will automatically, buy the wine for you.
Or pair you to your local wine merchant.
Oh my God. There's so
That's
much
hot.
potential in
So
this.
hot.
It's so hot. But this is, lots of potential here,
I'm
honey.
telling you, it's going
Joe's
to
got
happen.
a new hobby.
Oh, Now, the first wine we're going to drink today is the 2024 Château Graville-Lacoste Graves Blanc. Remember Grave?
I remember.
Well, this one
I've
is
got
obviously...
my active listening ears on.
You do. So this wine is obviously from the Graves region of Bordeaux. And if our previous information was right, this should be more of a textured and aged-worthy style and Sémillon heavy, right?
Right.
Guess what?
It's not.
It is.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, the
God, you
blend-
had that look. I was like, did I say something wrong?
No, you did perfect. The blend is 60% Sémillon, 35% Sauvignon Blanc, and 5% Muscadelle.
Ah.
Now, I also want to note that this wine is imported into the U.S. by Kermit Lynch, not Kermit the Frog, but Kermit
that's the first thing
Lynch.
that came to my mind.
No, different Kermit.
Okay.
And we have mentioned this before, but a really good way to find wines you might like is to get familiar with a wine importer like Kermit Lynch. Because if you found that you like some of the wines or one of the wines that they import, you might find that you like a lot of the other wines they import.
Mm-hmm.
And we certainly find this with Kermit Lynch. I think he's a very good importer. He's a frog, but no. Anyway,
I don't know why. Now I can't get that out of my head.
he's really a person.
I don't think Kermit drinks. Kermit the Frog.
Kermit, I don't know. He might be
I don't.
I don't know. He might be like, let's go.
Well,
for
sometimes
it.
he looks like he needs a drink.
He
like
does
he's,
sometimes.
looks a little stressed out. But I don't know. I don't know. We can't go down that road.
No, we're not
with
going
Kermit.
to. Now, get this, too. Speaking of names, the producer for this wine is Hervé Dubradou.
No.
Yes. So I was like, is this the same guy that started the
Right.
revolution? Are they related? I don't think there's any relation, but it's
Weird.
I
Common
know.
name. It's like Smith.
I guess in the Graves region or Bordeaux, it's
Right.
like
Jones.
Jones, Smith, and Dubradou.
Johnson. Yeah, I mean, really, that's hilarious. But so no relation.
I looked it up and I couldn't. I was like, oh my God, this is too coincidental, but it is just coincidence. Anyway, Hervé Dubradou is best known for making the famous dessert wine Sauterne. He's known for being a ferocious perfectionist and have meticulous attention to detail. He's a fourth.
This guy's a pain.
He's kind of a pain.
I can tell.
Yeah. He's a fourth generation winemaker from Graves, and he uses farming practices recognized by the French government under a certification called Haute Valeur Environnementale. Or high environmental value. That's a voluntary system, but it recognizes those who use the highest environmental standards. They focus on biodiversity, sustainability, and water and fertilizer management.
Okay, first of all, I'm sure he's
You
not
like
a
him better
pain.
now. You
I'm
like
sure
him
he's
better
not.
now.
In fact,
See, now you feel bad, don't you?
And the way you described him is actually my kind of guy or person. Like
Fussy,
right,
meticulous,
So who am I to
and
say
natural.
that he?
Just like me. God.
No, but yeah, I don't know why I even said that. That's wrong. I didn't.
You know what you did? You prejudged.
I know, but
because he was French.
I was thinking most people probably feel like that about this kind of person. But no, that's my kind of guy.
I think you guys would be like simpatico.
Do you think he'd be on Winder?
I think he'd be your match on Winder.
What?
Swipe left, swipe
Oh,
right. There you
boy.
go. Anyway, they hand harvest and machine harvest the grapes. They vinify the wine, which means they ferment it and age it in stainless steel for 5 months, and they do not filter. So, the next wine we're going to drink is the 2024 Château Le Freynelle Bordeaux Blanc. And this one comes from Entre-deux-Mers in Bordeaux. And so based on what we learned, we would expect this wine to be Sauvignon Blanc heavy. And guess what, Carmela?
It sure is.
It sure is. It clocks in at 60% Sauvignon Blanc, 30% Sémillon, and 10% Muscadelle.
Okay.
And
we're
this
going to
one,
like this.
I think, well, we're going to, no. So this is interesting.
No?
This is really interesting because I'm curious. I'm a little Winder curious.
Wow.
But I will also say before I get to Winder that professional reviews included a 91 from Wilfred Wong, who's the wine.com guy.
Right.
And an 88 from Wine Enthusiasts. Like, why do you guys, why do you do that? Anyway, I think this wine is going to be a skosh more on the rich and textured style, even though it's from the region that we would expect and the Sauvignon Blanc heavy. And here's a couple of reasons why.
Okay.
I don't think that either of these is going to be particularly heavy. But in this wine, they pick the grapes at full maturity. That means a little less acidity, more sugar.
Right.
They also destem, which is actually good. That means it takes some of the bitterness out, like you would have in a whole cluster. They use slow and gentle vacuum pressing, which means they don't allow any oxygen into the pressing process, which is good. That reduces the risk of oxidation. And the slow and gentle part, beyond sounding really sexy, means they're trying to make sure the juice that runs off is free run or very pure. They ferment at low temperature, but they also use partial malolactic fermentation. So that pulls some of the acidity out. And then they also age the wine in stainless steel, but on the lees. So that's the yeast that's left over. So that's going to add some creaminess. So neither of these is on oak. I think they'll both probably be on the fruity and crisper side, even though one's from Graves and one's from Entre du Mer. But I do kind of wonder if the second one's going to be a little bit rounder.
No prejudging.
No prejudging.
Right.
Not like you did with Hervé
True,
Dupré.
but I
You're kind of feeling bad
I
about that
backpedaled
one.
on that
You
because
did.
I was like, that was so unfair, and that was it was nice.
It was judgy. Okay, now the wine producer is La Freynelle, and the owner is a woman named Veronica Bart. Or Barth. I think it's Bart. Listen to this. The estate has been in the family since 1789, but Veronica is the first woman winemaker on the estate in 7 generations. Wow. Isn't that awesome?
You go,
And
Ronnie. Can we call her Ronnie?
Ronnie or Vera.
Yeah.
Vera. Anyway, she's such a badass. She not only makes the wine, she manages sales.
That's amazing.
She is a woman who does it all.
Is the woman in front.
Yeah.
Do you know people that if we had had another girl, Joe would have wanted to name her Veronica?
Veronica Bart.
Maybe this is
She would have been this winemaker.
Maybe.
She could have been French.
But she was like, she's French. So that is
No,
weird.
it could have happened. It could have happened.
I don't know.
Anyway, they also say they use no systematic fertilization. They use minimal pest control. And so they're also on the more natural side of the winemaking. And then both the winemakers call out the clay and limestone soils as an important part of the terroir. And remember that grapes like water stress. They like to be stressed out about not having enough water. So these wines, if there is such a thing, these wines should have some minerality.
Maybe I was a grape in my previous life.
Because you're full of
And I don't
minerality.
mind being stressed out.
I think you
But I don't really get stressed out.
and like Hervé, you are meticulous.
Right.
I would say fussy, but some would say meticulous.
And here I was judging the poor man.
It's because you know why? There was a little competition.
I wanted you to be like, I know, right? And then I would have felt really bad.
No, I think you were feeling competitive with Hervé. You're worried that I'd swipe on him and Winder.
Maybe.
Anyway, I think that's enough information. Let's get to drinking. We're going to take a quick break. And if you have a White Bordeaux or a Sémillon or a Sauvignon Blanc or any wine, just drink along with us and let us know if you agree with our tasting notes.
All right.
And we'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we're ready to try our first wine. The first wine we're going to drink is Château Graville-Lacoste Graves Blanc. It's from Graves, France in Bordeaux. It's the 2024 vintage, $19.97 at wine.com, so reasonably priced. 12% alcohol, 60% Sémillon, 35% Sauvignon Blanc, and 5% Muscadelle. No professional ratings, but Vivino has a 3.9. Carmela, the color, first of all.
Pretty light.
Yeah.
Look at mine has
Straw.
less, but it's very. The bottle's cool too because it's clear. So when there's a lot of it, it's it's a nice. Yeah, straw's good. I'd say. It's just so like vanilla because it's light.
Vanilla colored.
Yeah,
It is kind of vanilla colored.
It's so pretty.
All right. Well, let's smell it and see what we think. Ooh, there's a lot going on.
Not vanilla though. Looks vanilla, doesn't smell vanilla. Pear. I'm getting pear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also I think some peach.
Oh,
I think a little peach
a little
too.
bit, yeah. And I definitely am getting some minerality on it.
What kind of minerality? Seashell, perhaps?
Yeah, a little bit of seashell. It's definitely like a little saltwater, saline, ocean water, seashell. I like that.
I'm getting a little bit of, on the swirl, I'm getting a little bit of grass. A little bit of grass. Okay. Just like a skosh of natural gas. You know that little bit of natural gas smell you get when you turn on the stove? I'm getting a little bit of that smell.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm also getting kind of like, I mean, it's different than what you're saying, but kind of back to the minerality, a little bit of olive.
Okay.
Like
I kind of
olive
like that.
juice
Briny. You're getting something briny like salt water.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the natural gas I can kind of smell too.
There is a little bit on the swirl.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm getting, like maybe I'm thinking more than peach. I'm thinking more like apricot or even dried apricot.
Ooh.
Like something a little bit like that stone fruit, but a little bit of that like ripe, like very
a little more
ripe.
concentrated.
Yeah, concentrated, yeah. And again, orchard fruit too, a little pear or a little apple. It's nice. I think the smell is really nice. Like there's a lot going on. It's pretty cold. We did pull it. We did pull the 20/20 rule. We took it out 20 minutes before we served it. So it's still very cold. But I bet if it was a little warmer, you'd even get more smells. But let's taste it and see what we think.
Okay.
It's nice. It doesn't have as much citrus on it as I would expect from like a Sauvignon Blanc, and the taste, it has a little bit of citrus, a little bit of lime.
So too. Mm-hmm.
So the smell, I wasn't really getting it, but like lime and lime pith on the end.
Yes, yeah. It's this is going to be good with food. I know we're not there yet, but this is definitely, it's citrusy. I love the acidity in it. It's not super fruity either. I mean, I'm still getting a little bit of that pear.
Definitely. And I am getting apricot, but a lot more citrus than I expected.
Yes, me too.
Like maybe even a touch of grapefruit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can get behind that.
It's nice. I mean, it's really nice. It actually, sometimes we talk about like, water that's got a lot of lemons in it. It's kind of got a little bit of that taste too. It's got a nice mouthfeel. Like it's got a little bit, maybe a medium light mouthfeel. It's not heavy, but it doesn't have a lot of tannin. It has a little bit of that lime bitterness at the end, but I like that. Right. Are you getting any of the saline or minerality or anything?
I think so. I think so. I'm still getting a little bit of that. The, like seawater. I mean, this is very beachy to me too.
Yeah, seashells. I keep thinking seashells.
Yeah. And I just, even like this reminds me, I mean, it's not super tropical or anything.
No, it's not actually.
No, but I could see this on a beach.
Well, this is more Sémillon heavy, and so it is I think you're getting a touch of that citrus from Sauvignon Blanc, but more of that like apricot kind of like and pear and stuff from the Sémillon.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it's really nice.
Well, you were going there. I agree. I think it's a really nice wine. You were going there already, but like what food might you pair with this Château Graville-Lacoste Graves Blanc?
Well, I just can definitely do a nice white flaky fish with this.
Seafood.
Seafood would be fantastic. But I'm just thinking like a nice like halibut or snapper or some kind of white fish. Okay. Would be so good.
I don't love a white fish.
I know you don't.
But sushi'd be really good.
Yeah. Fish and chips.
Fish and chips. Like fried foods and spicy foods, this would be great.
Right.
Like really good with like Indian food. It'd be really good. I was going to say shellfish. It'd be really nice with shellfish.
So good. I mean, I wouldn't do like pizza with this. I wouldn't. It's a very nice. It's such a nice light. I'm just trying to give kind of an idea for people. Like it's light.
It's a great appetizer wine, like charcuterie wine, don't you think?
Yeah, and I just
hummus,
feel like you
be
want
good with like hummus.
Yes, a nice garlicky hummus. Yeah, but you don't want to do anything too like heavy with this necessarily. That's why, fish and chips would be good, but that would be, it's pretty bready too. So I kind of like the idea of something like fresh fish.
It's good. This is a good one. I tasted it again, peach. I'm getting a lot of peach on the front. The front of it is very peachy. I mean, it's a lot, but I think lighter foods. Like you could do a chicken dish, maybe like a...
Sure, piccata. No, I don't think you don't want to,
not
tomato sauce. No.
You'd want creamy, something creamier.
But light.
Yeah. Or like a chicken baked with rosemary and lemon would be great.
Delicious.
It'd be great. Yeah. It'd be great. Okay. Well, we're going to rate this wine. As a reminder on our rating scale, we rate on a scale of 1 to 10. And we don't give half points. Where 7 and above means we're going to buy it. And a 4 below means we're going to pour that down the sink.
Wow.
And a 5 or a 6 means thank you for serving it to us. We're going to drink it. We'll enjoy it. But, we're not going to buy it. So, Carmela, what would you give this wine?
Well, right now I'm giving it a nice solid 8.
Yeah.
I like it.
I do too. I'm kind of inclined to agree with you on this one.
Okay.
I'm between a 7 and 8. I would definitely buy this wine.
Yeah.
I would definitely serve this wine. I like it a lot. An 8 like. I'm gonna stick with an 8 like. You know why? Because it's just a little different enough. Like, it's a great white wine, but it's kind of a little off the path that we would normally take with like a Sauvignon Blanc or a Pinot Grigio or a Gavi or something of that nature, because it's got a little bit more going on.
Right. It's a little fuller, something like that, but it is nice. It's a great change up.
Really good. Okay, we're going to take a break and we're going to try our last wine.
Okay.
Okay, we are back and we are ready to try our last wine. This is the Château Le Freynelle Bordeaux Blanc. It's from Entrée du Mer, France in Bordeaux. Also 2024 vintage. $18.97, although I will say it was $35 and was reduced price, so that's nice. Got it at wine.com. 13% alcohol, and this one is the one that's heavier Sauvignon Blanc. 60% Sauvignon Blanc, 30% Sémillon, and 10% Muscadelle. And again, Wilfred Wong gave it a 91, Wine Enthusiast gave it an 88, and Vivino, again, gave it a 3.9. But Carmela, what is the color?
I think it's just about the same.
Identical.
Yeah, very similar for
Straw,
sure.
kind of lemony looking, but very pretty, light,
very
translucent.
Pretty. A nice clear bottle again. And did you say it was a screw cap?
It's a screw cap.
Woo!
So we like that.
Yeah, it makes it easy peasy.
It does. Well, let's smell this wine and let's see what we think.
Okay. It's different. I'm getting like nectarine.
Okay.
For sure.
Nectarine's a good one.
Yeah, nectarine or peach. You know, those are kind of similar. I'm definitely getting both of those. A little bit of honey, maybe?
Okay. You're on this one.
I don't know. This just seems, there's a lot going on.
I'm getting a little bit of satsuma.
Okay.
Or
orange.
like a little mandarin, like those little cuties.
I love that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting citrus, but more orangey. This one's definitely more tropical fruit.
Yeah.
Like the Sauvignon Blanc, you can tell it's a little pineapple-y, a little pog. Maybe it's a little more pog on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely got that
fruitier.
That like Hawaiian kind of smell.
Yeah, more tropical for sure. Yeah. Again, another beach bottle.
You know, I have to say this. I'm just going to shout it out, but like I had a skosh of banana for whatever reason.
Okay.
Again, tropical fruit.
Right. There's a touch of creaminess or.
Yeah.
It kind of giving that bit of, but I like that kind of a ripe banana.
But not an overripe banana, like just ripe banana. There is almost a little bit of waxiness smell. I don't know, like candle wax.
Oh, maybe. It's kind of like maybe that's sort of the honey I'm getting.
Oh, okay. That might be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, let's taste it and see what we think.
Okay.
That's really good.
That's a really good, boy. That is like
that's good.
Tasty.
It's got a real pithy tang at the end, though. Like, it's got that, like...
But not more tang, I feel like, than pith.
It's bitter, though. Like, there's bitterness on the end, but the front is, like, juicy.
I know. It is really good. You could have this alone. I mean, not by yourself.
Not
That's
if you get
never
on Winder.
fun. No. Well, maybe if it's just... Maybe you just want you and your wine. No, but all I'm saying is that you do not have to even eat with this.
No, you could do it naked. Anyway, no, but yes. But on the front, I am getting a little bit of pineapple and a little bit of orange. I'm getting
that
orange.
Orange is really coming through for you. And it's in the taste, I am definitely getting it too. Almost like fresh, pulpy orange juice.
It's steely. The back end of it is steel.
Yeah. It is a little bit. It's so tasty.
It's good. It's really nice.
It's very different than the other one in a lot of ways.
It is. It's got less mouthfeel. I mean, it doesn't, like we talked about the waxiness, it seems crisper.
Right. I'm not getting that.
It's zesty.
I'm not getting the same like honey sweetness, caramely, like, you know, how you kind of get that on the nose. But I can't get the orange out of my mind.
Yeah.
Definitely like a freshly squeezed orange juice.
Yeah. Ooh, freshly squeezed. That's good.
Yeah.
It's crisp. It's zesty. It's good.
I like it a lot.
But they're different. Like, we'll get to the rating in a second. I like them both. I mean, but they're different from each other, even though they're both White Bordeaux.
Interesting. Huh?
So I think this is a good indication that the area probably does matter. The blend definitely matters. Like, you can't just pick a White Bordeaux off the shelf and just say, I know exactly what it's going to taste like. You're going to have to know.
You've got to be on your Winder app.
Be on it. Okay, what about food, Carmela?
Okay, so I think a lot of the same things. I definitely think it's a seafood wine. I like the charcuterie idea. I like this for like an appetizer wine, almost I mean, you can cocktail it just because you could just sip on this wine and be very happy. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is fish, again, shellfish. A clam sauce would be so good.
Oh, so good. Like baked clams, really good. Mm-hmm. But I also, again, I'm going back to chicken. I think chicken would be really good with this wine.
What about spicy foods like Indian food you were talking about?
I mean, yes, for sure, but a little less so.
I think so too.
I think the first one would be a little, because it's got a little bit more grip and like a little bit more mouth to it. This one's a little bit thinner. And so I don't think it would hold up quite as well. I think flavor-wise it'd be fine, but I don't think body-wise it holds up. But like a nice chicken dish, even a saucy chicken dish would be really nice with it. Chicken Kiev.
Chicken Kiev would be really good.
It would be very good.
Really good, yeah.
All right, moment of truth. What are you going to rate this wine?
This is tough because I really like both of these a lot. I mean, I hope we can have more of this, honey.
Okay, honey.
Okay, honey.
What are you going to give it?
I mean, and so I'm like, am I underrating them a little bit? Because I'm just going to give this one an 8 also. But,
okay.
And so I think I will, but they're like strong 8s. Like,
yeah.
I really like these wines.
I'm going for it. I'm giving this one a 9.
Woo!
I like it a lot. I think it's real good.
I'm on the fence. I mean, I could almost bump them both up to 9s, but
well, are you going to do it or not?
Well, you say that, so
I don't know.
Sad.
Okay, I'll let you decide. I'll let you think about it. But which of these two, since you're both 8 on them, which of the two would you choose on Winder tonight?
Oh man, that's so tough. Can I put like a hold on one?
Wow. If one doesn't work out, you get the other one?
Exactly.
No, which one are you choosing?
I am choosing, God, this is really hard. I think I'd probably go with the second one.
Okay, Château Freynelle.
What about you?
Same. I give it a higher rating.
Right, that's
but
what
I would be happy with either.
We could share?
But we can share.
Right.
Okay, taste profiles you might expect from a white Bordeaux. In general, it will vary depending on the style and the place, but the fresh and fruity style will have a lot of citrus, grass, maybe cat pea, which is a very Sauvignon Blanc thing, passion fruit, honeysuckle, flowers. The rich and textured will be more apricot or peach. We got a lot of that. Orchard fruits like baked apple and pear, maybe creamy, even waxy, maybe brioche or toast or vanilla or custard or hazelnuts or smoke. The Château Graville, the winery says, with its finesse and elegance, this blend boasts a subtle balance between the minerality coming from the depth of the subsoils composed of fractured limestone and the fruitiness of the citrus notes. It's funny, we didn't get as much citrus in that. Well, we did on the taste. On the taste. 67 Wines, some website called 67 Wines, said crisp, fresh, and refreshing with notes of citrus, cut grass, and subtle tropical fruits.
Wow.
So we got citrus and grass.
You said grass, yeah.
I don't think we got as much tropical fruit on that one.
No.
We were getting more peach.
Right.
La Château, the winery says, beautiful pale gold color with green tints, very aromatic, with the finesse of the Sauvignon Blanc, lemon, grapefruit, and delicacy of Muscadelle, acacia, honeysuckle. In the mouth, Sémillon brings a little more roundness and length. Wilfred Wong said, lovely and persistent. Wine offers aromas and flavors of fragrant herbs, green olives. It's interesting. You got that on the first one.
I did.
Chalk and rustic earth. We weren't getting quite as much of that minerality on the second one. Wine enthusiast, an herbal wine. We're getting a ton of herbs, I don't think.
We didn't talk about that.
No, that's funny. Fresh and fruity, enriched with a touch of perfumed muscadelle, mown grass aroma, tangy edge. Anyway, they didn't get a lot of the flavors and smells that we were getting.
No orange or honey or...
Okay, Carmela, what's your verdict?
Oh, they're
on
so
White
nice.
Bordeaux?
I'm in.
Okay.
What about you?
Definitely.
I mean,
no, they're
can
on
we
the
have
list.
this on Sunday?
No, totally. I mean, they're on the list. Like, this is a great white wine. We are already Sauvignon Blanc fans, so we would have probably kind of gravitated towards this anyway. But the addition of the Sémillon and the Muscadelle just adds some like depth. It's cool. It's
I think
good.
we've made a match.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, Carmela, now we're going to get on to some other fun stuff. So let's get to Amanda. Who, by the way, said hi. She wanted to say hi.
Oh, hi, Amanda.
She was a little disappointed that you weren't there to talk to her.
I'm
No,
sorry.
she was fine because it was me.
Oh, of course.
I was
She
her
was
match
like,
on
whoa,
Winder. Yeah. No, anyway. We're going to talk to her about how she came up with the name, The Uncorkables.
I love it.
You're going to really like it. And again, for our faithful listeners, give us some feedback on the changes to the structure that we're making to the podcast just to see what you think. But let's go to Amanda. Hi, Amanda, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting.
Oh, it's exciting for us, too. We're so happy you reached out and that you have a great name for us this week. And we have some questions for you before we get to the name. So are you ready for that?
Sure thing.
Okay, here's the first question. What is your favorite wine?
Well, I think that goes back to the fact that my love of wine is inspired by my dad. So my favorite wine is a Burgundy, specifically from Merceau. And it's because of my dad, because it was through him that I came to learn about wine as being really this like epitome of quality time. And I feel like wine is all about slowing down to spend time with people that you care about. And it was always my dream to take my dad on a trip to Burgundy, which I finally did when he retired this past year. And it was definitely the trip of a lifetime. We spent a couple of weeks biking through the little villages of Burgundy and tasting all sorts of the most incredible wine that I've ever tasted. And every time I have a glass of Burgundy wine, it just tastes like nostalgia and reminds me of my dad.
Okay, I love that so much for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is I'm going to make my daughter listen so that she will take me on a trip to Burgundy. Like you, actually, it was Carmela's dad is the one who turned me on to wine. That's a bond that we have, and it's special to have that bond with a parent.
Right. And it's really cool because we don't live in the same state anymore, but we can still connect over it. And when we get together, we can trade bottles and talk about it. And it's been a really special thing to learn more about wine and be able to share that with him too.
That's awesome. Okay, we're going to move on to the second question. When did you start listening to us and how did you find us?
Well, I started listening a couple months ago, actually. I started a new job and I went from walking to work prior to now being in the car for over an hour every day. And I was looking for something to keep me interested and engaged and not think as much about work and listen to a bunch of different podcasts. But I was totally hooked because you and Carmela are hilarious. And I'm also learning a lot. I enjoy listening to you every morning on my commute.
I love it. Awesome. Okay, now here's the big question. Tell us the name you suggested for the tribe and if there's any background or inspiration behind it.
Yeah, so I picked out the name The Uncorkables. And I thought about it because those of us who listen to this podcast are basically a superhero squad of wine lovers and wanted something a little playful and nostalgic that captures the curious and collective spirit of those of us who love wine and love learning.
I love that. I didn't make the connection of Uncorkables as a superhero troupe, but we're going to do that. I need to make a picture of it. That's awesome. Well, Amanda, thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy that you reached out. We love the name, and we can't wait to talk to you again.
Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. Huge fan of the podcast, and we really appreciate all the time and effort and humor that you bring to so many of our days as listeners.
Thank you. I had such an amazing time talking to Amanda. And Carmela, the story, I told you about this after I talked to her, the story about her dad and going to Burgundy with her dad.
Amazing. What a daughter of the year.
Again, Mariana.
Step it up, sis.
Step it up.
No, that's really very sweet.
And we are super glad that she reached out to us. It means a lot. So keep the tribe names coming. Don't worry if you don't think your tribe name is good enough. It's good enough.
They're all good enough. We love them all. You are enough.
You are enough. And then we'll ask you if you want to be on the pod, but you don't have to. And what we really love, and I said this to Amanda, what we really love is we just like to get to know you guys.
Right.
You get to know us. You get to hear our dumb jokes and our quirkiness and Carmela's fussy and all that kind of stuff, but we want to know if you're fussy.
Right, and all of Joe's swear words.
Yeah, like and and
Wait!
No, don't worry. Send us tribe names. No swearing, though. Anyway, you know what, Carmela? It's also now time for another important segment.
Okay.
We got to get to wine in the news this week.
Oh, my favorite. I love all the crime. It's like, true crime.
Oh, this one's different.
True wine crime.
This one's different.
Really?
No crime. Hold on.
Okay.
Wine in the news this week. Our Wine in the News This Week article comes from a release from the University of Barcelona, a city that we love, and it's entitled New Evidence on the Relationship Between Moderate Wine Consumption and Cardiovascular Health. There's links to the articles in the show notes if you want to know a little bit more. But you know what, Carmela, what seems like forever, there's been this back and forth and back and forth.
Is wine good for you?
Exactly.
Is wine not good for you?
It's bad for you.
How much should you drink?
Exactly.
Okay. What's the latest?
Well, we're seeing, and there's non-alcoholic wines and dry month and all this other on, so whatever. Now, here's one thing that seems pretty clear no matter who you talk to. Drinking a lot is not good.
Right.
Let's
Bad
just,
idea.
if you're drinking a bottle of wine a night by yourself, I'm sorry to tell you, we love you and we care about you and we want you to keep listening, but you might want to tamp it down a little bit.
Right. That's because we care about you.
We do care about you.
Right.
And it is getting more and more confusing about what too much wine drinking is, though. And even this year, in the last several months, the USDA removed any named limits on how much wine you should drink. They just said consume less for better health.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
you guys, whatever.
Right.
Guidelines. Can we just stick to science and not like vibe guidance? Not vibe guidance. I don't need vibe guidance.
No,
I need real guidance.
Most people don't really thrive with vibe guidance.
No, I want science. Anyway, in general, about 1 glass per day, maybe 2 for men, is considered either neutral or healthy most of the time.
But what about people are different sizes too.
Well,
that's the weird thing.
Well, so let me get to the science in a second.
Okay.
This one scientific study, and it's just one scientific study. It's not double blind, whatever. But interestingly enough, the WHO in Europe, they're now trying to link wine with cancer.
Oh, I've heard that. I've absolutely heard that.
Can we just tamp that one down? Come on.
Wow.
Anyway, the article from the University of Barcelona, they found to light to moderate wine consumption, which they objectively measured using a wine-specific biomarker, was associated with up to 50% lower risk of cardiovascular problems when compared with very low or no wine intake.
So you should drink wine?
Well, here's the catch. Above that, the moderate level, all the benefits disappeared.
Oh.
Now, the biomarker aspect is kind of interesting because rather than relying on what people say, because people are liars. People lie. They're in front of somebody, how much wine do you drink? Oh, I don't know, one a week. Like, no, bro, you're drinking 5 a week. We know it, right? So instead of relying on that, they were able to get an accurate measure of tartaric acid in the participants' urine. So they could tell by the tartaric acid in their pee-pee, how much wine they actually drank.
Okay, but I'm still I'm unsure why, or unclear as to why it's beneficial.
Well, I don't know. I'm not Nostradamus. I don't know everything.
Oh.
But here's what they found out. They took data from over 1,200 adults, some of whom went on to develop cardiovascular complications like heart attack, stroke, or heart failure over several years. And they compared the data from those who had cardiovascular events with a similar group who did not. And they found that those whose urine indicated light wine intake, light was defined as 1 glass a week to up to half a glass a day, had a 38% lower risk of cardiovascular events. For those who the acid suggested moderate intake, which is about half a glass to 1 glass a day, the risk reduction was 50%. So a little wine is good, a little more wine is better, but if it exceeded 1 glass per day, all the positive effects.
But why do we
went
think
away.
it's the wine that is okay? Well, what I will say is that today there was a little news clipping thing that I saw about dark chocolate and how
that's good.
Yeah, how dark chocolate is supposed to be good for you because of the flavonoids.
Yeah, that's probably the same thing in the wine.
And yes, and so then somebody said, well, it's the same thing for wine.
Yes.
And the woman, the doctor, she was a doctor. She did say yes, but it was a similar, it was pretty trace amount of wine.
Sure.
That was going to give you any type of benefit.
Yeah, exactly. And they also say you should have it with meals. But basically our message is have dark chocolate and wine for dinner. And then you're going to be totally
You're
safe.
going to live forever.
So will this change your approach to wine, Carmela?
Like how much I intake of
Yeah.
it? I mean, I think I'm pretty balanced with how much I drink each week in terms of how much I drink of wine.
You're not going to try to have half a glass a night?
No, not on purpose.
You're not.
I'm just not a heavy wine drinker, but I like to drink. It's definitely
With food.
With food,
Yeah.
I'm definitely wine is the 5th food group type of
Me too.
model. So,
And I think both of us, even though we love wine and we love doing the podcast, we drink less than we used to, for sure.
Yeah.
And so I would probably guess that we average, I don't know, but some nights more than me. Mm-hmm. Some nights it's more than 1 glass, but over the course of a week, I don't think it's more than 7.
Oh gosh, no, you don't even drink every night.
No, definitely not. So anyway, maybe I'm going to live forever or maybe I'm going to be dead tomorrow. I don't know. Okay, let's get on to listener shout outs, Carmela. We have some fun ones. And we just love it when you guys reach out to us. But Hassini reached out to us to ask. Yeah, and she asked how we could turn some friends on to being interested in wine. So we had a little DM on the chat, but now I'm going to tell her about Winder. Anyway, we got some really nice congrats from our friends and listeners on the Seahawks.
Woo!
We are the champions.
Sorry to all of you around the country who,
especially Massachusetts and New England fans. You know
rooting
what?
for somebody else.
We still love you.
We do.
You know
This
what?
is,
Wait till next year.
You never know. It's year to year, right? But
Oh my
for
God.
the next probably 360 days or so, was that where we're at?
Yeah.
We are the world champions.
Yeah, we get those bragging
But
rights.
it's just 360 more days.
Yeah, and then
So,
who knows?
then we'll just
But
see.
Special shout out to Nicole and Shaker and Premi and Valerie and others who congratulated us. And then JG sent us a note that their local Ralph's in Lake Forest, California, only stocks the bright version of Meiomi Pinot Noir. So not only do they have Meiomi, but it's the bright version. I don't even know what that means. He was not happy about it. He or she. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Here's some wines coming up in future episodes in case you want to drink along with us. And in our show notes, we give you links and the exact years and all that kind of stuff. We're going to do sparkling Riesling. We're going to do Valpolicella Ripasso. We're going to do some Lebanese wines.
Wow.
We're going to do some Pet Nat. We're going to do some German Riesling non-sparkling. And we're going to do Zino Mavro.
Whoa, fun stuff.
I can't wait. And in between that, we're doing a little traveling, so we'll have some interviews and some other things along the way too to keep you interested. Just keep
Nice.
you guessing.
Right.
We like keeping you guessing. But with that, Carmela, we want to thank you for listening to us and for supporting our show. And remember, we buy all of our own wine and we do all of the writing and recording and editing to bring you a show every week because we love doing it. And our small little ask for you is that you please follow or subscribe to our podcast. And also please leave us a nice rating and review to help us grow our listeners. And thanks to everybody who's done that. You can, again, follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at The Wine Pair Podcast. You can visit us at our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. Sign up for our email newsletter. Visit our shop wine section where you can find links to buy the wines that we rate as buys from all our episodes. And then we want to make content. So send us a note. DM us. Follow us in our car. Meet us at the grocery store or whatever. Send us a note at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, anything, feedback.
In the garden of my imagination, I disregard
See you next time, and as you say, life is short.
how much I need you, how much you love me, and the happy ending at the end of our story. Always think too much, always drink too much, always pray too much, always play too much. And when I'm with you too much, I fall in love too much. And when I'm away too much,